Hi, I'm Derek Mountfield and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the final word. Bournemouth 0, Everton 2. Hurrah! We are in the next round of the FA Cup, the quarter-finals, for the fourth time in 50 years, which surprised me.
I know, I can't remember the other four, to be honest.
I can. Wigan and Arsenal have been full in my memory.
That's why I can't remember them.
Yeah.
Choose not to.
That's why I don't get excited about cup competitions till like you're actually in the final or actually lifting it.
When you lift it,
So
that's when you get excited.
It was like a small boy then the last time I've seen that happen.
Target audience there. Everyone can remember the last time.
Listen, I've got YouTube, they can go back and watch it.
They can.
That was the sad thing about yesterday's game. If you're watching it on TV, there was like a thing at the beginning showing like No HD then, lads.
No, that was it. The show
No
Watson.
HD. No 16.9.
None of that
nonsense. Tellies that kept on going back and back and back and back and back. If you had a flat screen in them days, I mean, you had a big hole in your wall that you had to put the telly
The telly sunk
Pretty
into
much.
the wall.
There you go, kids. There you go. Go on, shit out, fellas. I'm afraid to say.
Just put 95 on YouTube after this and you'll see. That's how easy it is.
But anyway, yes. I think we pretty confident when we were going to win this game, and I did think Bournemouth were going to play a scratch team, which they did, and we went out with what is perceived to be our strongest team at the moment. He was unchanged again, which I wasn't too happy about, but at the same time, I'm happy that he feels last week was just a blip. So rather than going too experimental and saying, "Oh well, you know, we need to change this and this," he just left it, which I thought was fair enough.
Yeah, well, you know, they've been doing okay, hadn't they, with that side. Obviously, last week was shocking, rubbish, everything else in between. But I wasn't too upset with the side that he put out, to be honest with you. The only position...
I know you really wanted Tim Howard to come back into the team.
Couldn't wait. The only place I had to play Baines probably, and then maybe Morales instead of Cleverley. But I was happy enough with the side, and it worked out that way. You know, I was surprised with them, to be honest. I was surprised they haven't got a game for 10 days or whatever.
So make that many changes.
It was a bit mad.
But even so, we still made relatively hard work of it with our settled side. It was good to see a settled side, because I hate it when you chop and change too much for a cup competition, because then it does look unsettled, and you can. It's a game like that where you can slip up. So it was good to see the settled side, and obviously we got the result, but we did make hard work of it a bit.
Well, I you know, you say it's good to see a settled side, but you know, I think the FA Cup's our only thing we can.
Yeah.
Not even. It's silly to say when it's the only thing we can win. It's the only thing we've got any hope of getting any joy out of.
It's our season now, isn't it?
In life, so you just, I'm made up. He took it seriously, but I'm glad in a way. I mean, I'm like you said there. I'm glad he kept the settled side. I'm glad. Okay, one or two changes maybe, but I think the big part for last week, it wasn't necessarily the team we played. It was the subs he made more than anything else. Yeah. So keeping the starting lineup, I think, was okay. It shows how big subs have become part of a game now, and how you need to have that other side, that tactical element of knowing who to bring on. So I think there was no problem with the starting 11, and I think the subs later on in the game reflected the difference between the two games and what you need. You need to look at the bench. The bench was amazing. Didn't have Coney on it for a start. The bench was really, really strong, and I think that showed the difference. I mean, I think our bench was probably stronger than their team in many ways. Yeah. It was a much stronger bench, but then on the other side of that, you look at the way we played in the first half and think should have done much better.
It was like a training game. The first half, it was just walking pace, wasn't it? It was Everton just kept the ball. They couldn't get the ball off us for about half an hour. They had a little flurry after about half an hour. They up till half time. They had a little bit of a go without. Obviously, they got the penalty, which was God knows what McCarthy was thinking of. Having already been
back to that in a minute.
But it was too much. Like for me, it was too much one pace. It was almost carbon copy of the league game. And if you think about the league game down there in November, Everton strolled around for 25 minutes with not giving them the ball, didn't really create anything. Scored off a set piece, strolled around, scored again, and went in at half time going, it's a bit rubbish that one, easy, I'm winning 2-0, it'll be 5 or 6. Obviously it didn't, we all know it didn't work out like that, but disappointed in terms of our choices in the final third in that first half. You know, we got into good positions. We got in almost immediately, didn't we? Barkley had that miss-hit shot. Lukaku played them in. Should have done better. And the amount of times we got in down the back, and then the final ball was just garbage.
Well, yeah, a lot of the time it seems the instincts to turn back on themselves. So you got Coleman, he'll go down so far, and then instead of bombing on and just cutting it across, he'll turn back and look for someone. And Lennon kind of does the same and cuts inside. I mean, it wasn't against West Brom last week. Lennon was down to the byline cutting it across. But yeah, they just weren't doing that, and that's the frustrating thing. When you've got all that possession, inevitably in a game, the other side is going to have a period of it where they've got to attack you, be it 10, 15 minutes and a half, whatever. And the worry is when you've had that much possession for half an hour, when they start attacking, if they nick one, heads go down, which they could have done yesterday.
Yeah, they started as the half went on. They started getting a lot more possession, breaking the possession up, because they basically played on the counter attack. You know, they made us have to attack, which not attack, but play almost like the home team, and we don't like that. And as you were saying, it's one paced, isn't it? That's the criticism. I think that even surely the biggest Martinez lovers must take is that how one paced it is. And maybe when Martinez talks about the next thing, the thing that's going to click, it is that ability to just go from slow to suddenly quicken it up. Like I hate using this comparison, but like you see Barcelona do, it's like pass, then bang. Yeah. And it's almost like the shock of going into that next phase of football that destroys teams. But we're nowhere near there. But what worries me, but what I think, why one of you I think we're so far away, because you don't even see us try and do it. Like there's never like, you never see that very quick ball. You never see the speed up the play. It just keeps going slow. Yeah. And until we start trying some other things, then we won't know if we're very good at them.
I just think with the shape, not so much. Well, no, it is the shape for me. The shape's wrong. When I watch Everton, they pass it around as good as anyone in the Premier League in terms of keeping the ball. That is, you know, and that's why away from home we've been so effective, because we have been quick on the break. You know, the problem for Everton has been at home when teams do what Bournemouth done yesterday and just sit back, and then we do, because we play just in that one pace fashion, we never ever get round the back of them, because unless it's a great bit of football.
Yeah.
But when teams, because they done it yesterday, at times they basically just put 9 men behind the ball and we were just walking with the ball, so there's no way you're getting through brick walls. West Brom done it last week, 9 men behind the ball, and we just got to the edge of the box and we just do that. And it's all that pace, and they just stand, mark, and it's easy.
Yeah, well, to worry a defender, you've got to run at them. I know it's an old cliche, but like running at a defender at pace, it scares them, and we just don't do it. We've got the players to do it.
Yeah.
But we're just not doing it.
Well, it's not even running, is it? At times, it's just moving the ball quickly. It's dragging players out of positions and making holes, making space for other people to go in.
We've got to have runners in behind them.
But that's where pace. I mean, is it that? I don't want to go off on like being negative because we won the game. I don't want to be same old. But is one of the problems is in some key positions in our team there's not enough pace, and I refer to Barry and also Cleverley on the left, and I do like Cleverley and I like what he does over on the left in certain games, but is he just got not enough pace to help?
I want us to go back to like the David Moyes shape of it, not David Moyes football, the David Moyes shape of the team, when we basically had 4, then we have 4 midfield players, but we had width. We had Pienaar and Baines giving us that width down the left. In Moyes' last season, we had Coleman and Morales giving us the width down the right, and we were only a centre forward shy of doing damage that season. Yeah. We've got a centre forward who puts the ball in the net. We've got Ross Barkley, who was as good as anything around. So I want to see him pushed almost alongside Lukaku, and I want us to have a real left-sided player. I like Cleverley, I'm like you, I think he's really, really good. But there's just too many gaps for me in that Everton side, and that's where we fall down. And we could have fell down yesterday in it, with the same gaps. There's a pocket behind Barkley, there's a pocket behind Barry and McCarthy. There's no cohesion on the left-hand side. Oviedo gets so far and does exactly what you say with Coleman, turns back, and then the play goes back down the line, then it comes across and it does it this side, and then it comes back and it goes, and teams are just like, you're not hurting us, you're not doing anything. Whereas if we had that bit of genuine width to stretch teams, Lukaku would have a bit more.
I also think that's I personally don't think Brian Oviedo's intelligent enough to play what we want. Like, we're being used to Baines working with the midfielder and letting go. And I don't think Oviedo's... Not, intelligence might be the right word. He just might be good enough to do that job where he keeps after bombing on.
He's not Baines, is he?
He's not
Basically.
Baines. He's not Baines. Yeah. He's good. He's not a bad defender. He's all right getting forward. But Baines, we've been spoilt with Baines.
That's the thing.
And I think Baines. I don't quite understand why Baines. I mean, I know he's not on the team because he was saying about his fitness and probably he's waiting for him to bring him back at the right time again. Martinez has got this thing where he doesn't really. It's not even he plays in form. He plays them in. It's almost like he goes right for these 4 or 5 games. We're going to play this one player, and then it's like this thing about playing plays in the red zone. You know, where managers about the red zone, and it's like we know when they're going to get injured, so that's when we take them out. Martinez has almost gone further with that. It's like, right, he's played 8 games. I know now he's going to have a bad spell, so let's just take him out because physically I know he's tired. It's like this whole.
They might have a rotor of Finch Farm. Like you go and check it out.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm on the next 8. And then I've got a break before that. It sounds.
I want an 8-4. 8 in for 8, off for 4. Yeah, I think Martinez and his degree that he got from the University of Arizona for physiotherapy allows him to do just about what he wants.
He's got those like star charts.
The university degree he got in physiotherapy, like that allows him to dictate when players coming out, which no one can quite understand. But
I think for the left hand side, I think if it's going to be Oviedo, if he's essentially the first choice, which he is at the moment, isn't he? Because he's playing every game. Then he probably needs something with a bit more skill and pace in front of him than Cleverley. Not Cleverley's a good player, and he's been really good. I've been really impressed with him, but maybe Cleverley would work better with Baines, with what you're going to get from Baines. But
yeah, because Baines
and he's more intelligent. His delivery's better.
They could work really well together because they're both intelligent players, aren't they? So,
but
there's definitely a lack of pace, though. I think in Stoke certain areas that, as you just said, and I've said this before about Barry, and again he was brilliant, and I know a lot of people probably can't get me point. He is brilliant, and he is brilliant in those games, but I still think there's not enough pace in there, and Bessage coming in here would allow so many other players to just do his jobs. And Barry's great, but at times it's almost like I don't want players winning the ball in that area because I want to be higher up the pitch. I want to win the ball up higher up the pitch. So let's wait and see on that score, I suppose. But you know, you mentioned the Barkley chance. Lukaku got in. It's the only real thing we've seen him do in the first half. He's another one, isn't he? He's gone well off the boil.
Yeah.
And I was saying yesterday on the reaction video, it's a weird one. I don't know whether it's like a chicken and egg thing. He doesn't seem to move. Now, is he not moving because the ball never comes, or does the ball never come because he doesn't move?
He doesn't move.
Well, you were a striker.
Yeah, but you've got to move all the time. He should be looking to get in all the time. Barkley played a great little ball yesterday in the first half, and he just stood still. Lukaku and Keown, again, posters. There's like, you see, that's his decision making, Ross Barkley.
Yeah.
He's got to get, and I'm thinking, it was a threaded through ball.
Right
if your centre forward runs, he's in on goal. And the thing with Lukaku is what my criticism of him.
Beardsley syndrome, I call this, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah,
because he's ahead of everybody else.
Remember Peter Beardsley, and people used to criticise Peter Beardsley.
I remember being.
I used to sit back and go, "Are you for real?"
I remember being at Anfield and Liverpool beat us, and he was playing for us, and he put about 3 brilliant through balls. No one ran, and the cop was singing, "What a waste of talent," because they could see, because they've been used to him, and our fans just go, and crap ball that when it's actually a great ball. Yeah. Your centre forwards make it easy for you. You've got a centre forward that moves. He makes it easy for you as someone to pass the ball. Barkley's always looking for that. If Lukaku was actually mobile enough, he would get in so many more times. And for me, the two criticisms I've really got of Rom is his movement. Movement's shite.
Yeah.
And secondly, he doesn't get in them areas where he's going to hurt himself but get goals.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's put the second one in exactly where he's got to be. But if he'd done that every week and was in those zones every week, he'd have 30 goals at the moment, not 21. And they're the 2 bits of his game. He spent the week before the West Brom game telling us how he's the best in Europe, and he takes mental pictures in his mind, and he knows what to do. Yeah. His mental pictures must just be him laying on a bloody sunbed because he doesn't run.
They're my mental pictures.
So annoying.
But is that because, is he just naturally not a number 1 striker, do you think, just a player on
I don't know. he doesn't gamble with the 6-yard box at all. There's loads of times, even yesterday, when it comes across the 6-yard box and he should be there, but he's hanging back edge of the area penalty spot. Even the goal, he had to run.
Yeah,
Sprint a fair distance to get to it. It was only quick, but he wasn't right on the spot. He had to run to get there. So I think he doesn't...
I'm not going to criticise him for his second goal.
I'm not going to criticise him.
Messi, come on here, and you wear your old tops and your fancy shoes and you throw out criticisms.
He's right. It's about being... I've said it all season. If he's a real goal poacher, wants to score a yard from the line.
Maybe he's not a real goal poacher, though.
He's got 21 goals, so he's doing something.
No, I know, but maybe he's not a real goal poacher. Maybe there are different kinds of strikers.
He's built to play in a 2, I think, Lukaku.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot better this year at his hold-up play. Has been a lot better. He's got hold of it. But, you know, yesterday, he got bullied by Sylvain Distin. Now, we watched Distin last year get destroyed by nearly everybody that we've seen. And yesterday, he had quite an easy game this time. He didn't get stretched, he didn't get pulled any which way but loose. That Olsen had a comfortable game the week before. I watched Redding's 3 goals yesterday. He got done for all 3. Olsen, by championship players. And you're like...
It's tremendous.
All right, well,
where are you?
I think the key thing we're taking from this is his movement's poor. Because it's not hard. If you're a big centre-half, it's not hard to mark someone who stands still.
No.
But if there's movement, then you finish.
I think if we could it's just like...
Is that other players not opening pockets of space? I mean, look at yesterday, right? I'd take the run. He bombs down the left. He leaves the lad for dead.
Brilliant. That was brilliant.
There was one player in the box. One player. So that automatically just finishes all his choices off. He has to try and get that ball out of his feet. Like, I think the commentator said he was almost too fast for his own shot.
That was a good save, though.
Now, if he's got 2 or 3 options in the box, then suddenly there's a lot more space opens up for him.
But they passed.
But that's not the point. Hang on, you were a striker.
I wouldn't have passed.
But what I'm saying is, though,
it gives the keeper more to think about then
what I'm saying is, though, suddenly if there's more plays, then there's a little bit more space because not all 3 strikers. You might have an extra touch.
But that's come from. Don't forget where that come from was just a ball down the line, and he just left that lad for dead. Yeah. So there's probably not that many people who would have caught him anyway. I think the only player close to him was Barkley, wasn't it?
Lennon was in the box.
Was it Lennon? Lennon got in. He's probably the only player who could have got near him. But he's never going to pass anyway. But you're right, there should be runners as well. He got in round the corner. But then that should have given him... That would have been me. I'd have thought, this lad can't get near me. He can't get near me. So I'd have been saying to Barkley, McCarthy, Oviedo, Gareth Barry, get me in, get me turning this fella because he can't stay with me. And he didn't. He just went back into his shell. He done absolutely brilliant. He got down the line. He left the lad for dead, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cut back in it. And the keeper's made a good save. I think not having people in the box helped the goalie because the goalie knew that it was going to be a Lukaku shot. My only criticism would have been with Robles that I'd have probably hit it with my other foot. He tried to flick it, let it run across him and just right foot, and then he's opened his goal up. But
tried to do with the eyes, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it was a good save. I've got no problem with that. It was a great run. He done well. The keeper's made a good save. Not an issue with that at all. And then, so do it again then. And do it again. And get him spinning and running in behind. And he doesn't. He just goes missing in games.
Is that against teams like these who don't want to come out? Like, is that because the teams are starting to sit so deep against us that there isn't that space to run into?
But you've got to move. If I could go and play now and mark Lukaku, and I don't run it, I could, mate, because he doesn't run. You could mark him, and that even in your heyday, you could mark him, and you couldn't run in your heyday. Literally. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to, but that's why this time had such an easy game, because he's experienced. Whereas if Lukaku moved more along, I'm not talking about chasing dead balls into corner flags or running back and putting tackles in. I'm talking doing his work on the edge of their box. You've got to, if you stand still, you're an easy target to mark. If you're moving around, you're pulling the centre half, they've got something to think about.
It's even more important, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, but he will benefit from having someone alongside him who can do a little bit, and that Nias might do his work for him, and then Rom will be able to, but it's still got to do, like what we've said, he's still got to be getting in that 6-yard box for tap-ins.
I was just going to say, but it's even more important as the lone striker to be running round, because if you're not, you've got 2 centre-halves on you and you don't have to think about it.
Exactly.
You've got to give him something to think about. So
I just think the shape with us, with too many times, Rom's on his own now. He's isolated. It's like 30 yards and you're going, even if he gets hold of it, where's the support?
Yeah, there's no one there.
There's nobody running for him. But if our shape was a little bit better, if we kind of had a left-sided player who was up and down that left, and we had Lennon or Delafay who was up and down the right, and he's got a partner, whether that be Ross Barkley, bounce him on another 5 yards, then he's got link-up players then. He hasn't got to take it, hold it, and wait. And it's when you're playing in a one, it's really, really difficult. You take hold of a ball, and you're looking, and you're waiting for players to join you before you can, unless you can spin them and get in behind. But it's not very often we do that. You don't see him take it on his chest, turn, and he's running. It's more like he's holding it and he's waiting. And that's why Everton, I bet you if you looked at a graphic, we pass the ball back more than any other side anywhere. Because everyone, it always
I think we'd all
back.
like to see two, especially in these games, when we like to see two up front.
It doesn't work all the time, but you need it
no,
in some games.
though. I mean, last week was the big one. You know, if it's not working with one up front, then obviously you need a goal. You bring a second striker on.
The other thing I would say as well about in defensive Ron is that he plays every week.
Yeah.
Every game.
He does, yeah.
Right? He's played to the semi-final of the League Cup. He played most of the games. He's doing it in the FA Cup. Okay, he had the rest against Carlisle, but he plays mainly on his own up front, and we're in February. Yeah. So it doesn't matter that he's 22, he's gonna be tired mentally, physically, and that's why you need a partner. And the other thing is, if you've got a partner, you work for each other.
Yeah.
You don't just, whereas when you're on your own, you walk and you feel a bit sorry for yourself because you might be making runs and you're not getting it. You've got two area asses kicking you. You've got no one to say, you know, let's have a go at these today, the pair of us, we can take these. And he's going to suffer through form. He hasn't been rested. And that to me, it spoils what he is, because he's a great goal scorer for us, and he could be that extra 5-10%. We've got to help him out. He doesn't do enough himself, but I don't think we do enough to help him as a club, as a team, in terms of giving him someone to work with. And I think Ross could do it.
Yeah.
Sound. There you go. Baz has dissected that right down the middle. And as you mentioned before, obviously, penalty incidents. Again, it comes from nothing. It comes from a corner that should never have been. Never have happened. We've seen this last week. Corner comes in, and you know what? We were great at defending corners all day. We were brilliant at it. Barry, Funes-Murray, Barkley, they were all in there.
Jagielka
was superb on defending set pieces all day. One comes in, James McCarthy does the old Anders Limpard, doesn't he?
Anders.
And you're just like, you absolute dope.
You know what was stupid as well as that? I wouldn't have trusted that referee not to book him.
That's what I said.
And he'd already been booked.
He was lucky there.
And you're looking thinking, it was a deliberate handball.
Every handball's deliberate.
Well, yeah.
There's no such thing as non-deliberate. So therefore, really, by the letter of the law,
he could have
and being
sent off.
That gobshite, then you would have expected it.
Especially when you look at the Arsenal-Leicester game last week, when that lad did 2 fouls in, 10 minutes was it? And he booked him for both and sent him off. Exactly the same with McCarthy. Gets booked early on.
And then he does
gets booked for that. I was surprised he didn't get booked.
Yeah.
We were very lucky there.
I know,
really
lucky.
lucky.
We were also very lucky that Joe Robles was in goal, which is, yeah.
It was an easy height for him. Was that easy, lad?
Yeah. Said every American. Listen, I've always backed this lad. I've generally backed this lad. You know, and he had a little bit of a...
I think I've backed him a bit more. I think when people were saying he was dodgy last year, I was saying, he's not.
I think I've always backed him. But last week, he had his critics making half a mistake. I'm not even saying that goal was his mistake, half a mistake. But this was a big save, wasn't it? Absolute massive save, Because, it's easy to say, like people, it's a good save, but he didn't half smack it.
Yeah.
And
I had to get down for it.
I think he showed it. He made his mind up pretty early from the run, whether he'd been studying the penalties he'd already taken, I don't know, but maybe the run helped him again. But he took his side, and it's a great save. And actually, what slightly annoyed me, and this will sound weird, is that on the rebound there were like 3 players. I wanted to see him get the rebound, and else it could have been.
He was up for it, wasn't he?
Double save, yeah.
He was up.
That's what I'm saying. So it could have been a double save. It would have been one of them.
They were our players.
I know, by the way. 3 of them and none of ours.
He made a brilliant save and 3 of them running into each other.
They'd have gone spare if they'd have scored that.
To be fair, I think that literally happens on every single penalty, simply because, and you know yourself, they've got to kick it that way. We have to sort of
Still should be in there with
I know
them.
what you mean.
He's got to react quicker. I'll be honest with you.
Maybe our play's just new.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
got to cover the sound.
I was confident he'd save it. Watching him with my half fella said he'll save this. I just know he's gonna. I don't know why. I just felt he'd save it. And,
Do you know why?
Because he's massive.
Do you know? 'Cause you are spot on, and this is again when people go, you know what? And then people reel out the clean sheets. I've nothing to do. I've nothing to do. I've nothing to do.
Yeah.
Because he's massive.
Yeah.
Because he's 6 foot whatever.
5, isn't he?
You know, his head is just huge on its own. He could like be the Jaws in the next
Easter
James
Island head.
Bond. He has got an Easter Island head, and his feet are also Stonehenge. Have you ever noticed that? Weird. On him, you've got a globe, and the head's up there, and Stonehenge are down there. The toes. Got you thinking now, haven't I? X-Files. Telling you, man, I do believe. Les is gone. Les comes in here with his blue steel face, and he's gone.
Wait.
Telling you, he's like comes in here giving it the pouts. He's gone now. Gone by that shout.
What a save anyway.
It was.
Brilliant.
But he's massive though, isn't he? And
Yeah.
When
He gives you confidence,
when
doesn't
people
he?
say he's got, he had nothing to do, because people look at him and just go, I'm not shooting at that goddess of a man, or even just God.
I think it might be like, you know, when they say he had nothing to do. Basically, just because he does most of it right.
Yeah.
So he takes the issue out of stuff.
He made one really good save across when the cross came across
yeah.
the 6-yard box. He slid out.
And kept hold of it.
I don't want to say Howard bash, but I probably do because I do anyway.
You know what?
But that was similar to the one. Remember Leicester?
Last
Yeah.
year.
The 2-2.
Yeah.
Similar thing.
Do
And
you know what I
sort
think?
of
No, what I thought
flipped
it was
up in the air.
similar to? You and here the other week.
You've been watching it?
What a
Telling me,
save.
when you said what you want from your keeper was a keeper who could catch, kick, and make a save.
Tick the boxes for me.
Telling you.
Every box.
They basically went into Finch Farm, checked the voters to see when he was on, and then there was a list of rules: catch, kick, save.
There you go.
The video was there.
Easily pleased.
It was, we know that the club watches these videos, so
Exactly.
they cut your bit off and went,
I'm not even
lads,
going to tell you. I'm not even going to tell you what the names are. I'm just not even going to go there.
anyway, yeah.
That's
So,
different.
Tactical genius, me, you know.
yeah, that was it.
Know all that, me.
That was it. But he does, it sounds stupid, but he does that basic stuff. He takes crosses.
Yeah. It's
He's, you know, even the things with, like, he had their crowd, he Ben Fostered their crowd off early on, didn't he? You heard him moaning, he was like putting the ball down and moving it and then taking the goal, and after we scored it was getting worse and the veins were bulging in their neck and, it's windy, it's a bit windy, the ball kept moving.
Ben Foster was an absolute masterclass.
Well, he done it brilliantly,
It was
didn't he?
funny.
So Joe was like, it's alright that lid, I'll try that next week. And he sorted it, didn't he?
Yeah, listen, he will always make. He's young and he'll always make an odd little rift. There was one towards the end where he came out to do the house.
Well, you know what? He took the fella with him, though, didn't he?
To be fair,
He should have like destroyed the fella.
The lad got his head
No,
on
we should
the
have done
ball.
better with it, yeah.
But he'll make judgment mistakes.
Know what though? See the way the Gosling had the stuff?
Yeah.
See the way he can, like, it's his palm and just bounce in or just do a little. He just caught it and that was
Got on
it.
with
Issue taken out of it. The thing with Joel, right, is that, and people looking as if, like, you're saying he's the next Neville Southall or Gordon Banks. He's just competent. He's a decent keeper in a decent bit of form. Let's have a look at him now till the summer.
I really hope he keeps 2 eyes as well.
Neville Southall's still got 2 eyes, like I said. But, you know, we're not saying he's the be-all and end-all, but at the moment...
Like dogs either, Joel.
I mean, it's bad enough.
Some days I come in and it's just like, I want to adopt them all, Nev. You're breaking me out,
It's
mate.
bad enough seeing Joel posting videos of himself running down his conservatory on his chest volleying into basketball nets.
Barbecue.
I want to see him. And barbecue, well, no, that's Murray.
Dubai this morning.
Oh, that was Murray, wasn't it? Yeah,
2 o'clock in the
Dubai
morning.
this morning.
Oh yeah, off to Dubai.
Off to Dubai.
It's alright, isn't it?
But Snod said they're not going to sunbathe. They're going to work hard. Ian Snowden, his right lid. Friend of the club.
He's gutted because he's not going.
Back, yeah, he might be. Take the ambassadors everywhere, don't they? Back to
Rochers everywhere.
back to
All
Joel.
right, shop.
Yeah, ambassador. Back to Joel. But he's got the gloves and he's doing. And someone said, like, I'd seen it on Twitter last night. Obviously, people were like praising Joel, and so a few people were like, "You're giving him credit for just doing his job." I was like, "Yeah, you know the fella who was in before him." Yeah, wasn't doing his job, so we're going to give someone who is doing his job.
Do you know what though? I think and I know we labour on this point too much, But I know there's been different reports, and I know the American press said on Friday, oh, Martinez says he's number one. He never said he was the number one. He just basically said he was playing this week.
Yeah.
He did kind of.
But I'd like him to come out and say,
yeah,
Joel is the number one until further notice. I want him to say, you know what, he's my number one.
No, but he said, they asked him, is he the number one now? And he said yes.
But did he though?
Yeah.
Did he though? Did he just say he's number one this week?
No, he said he's in now, as he got it, and he said yeah.
Well, all right, well, I'd like him to go, he is the number one.
He's never going to say that, is he? Because Joel could throw three in his net.
But he said that about Howard though.
Yeah, but
that's... it was always Howard's my number one. At a football club, you have a distinction. No,
listen, listen. We've won the game and 2 hours on the bench.
No, but,
so Joel, don't forget. Let's not go back over it. Just leave it.
I'm going to praise Tim Howard.
Don't praise him like you should.
What I'm saying is...
Fat boy slimming me off there, yeah?
You just fat boy slimming
me off. Like you... Oh, sorry.
Now you're doing the bleeding thing.
Reverse the car,
yeah? No, number one, I'd like him to say he's number one because I think that would settle a lot of people down over the whole issue and we can just get on with it. And number two, he said it's all basically down to Tim Howard and how amazing
he's made him that
good, how amazing he's been since. So I just wanted to make sure that was...
Well, that's good.
Should we praise
that's
Tim?
Good, because he's obviously
thank you, Tim.
pushing him in...
part the badge.
He's pushing him in training, isn't he, to be better, so it's all good. Anyway, it was a great penalty save. It was an important penalty save.
Yeah.
We got away with the McCarthy thing, and, you know, we got in at half-time. And the last 15 minutes, I thought was poor from us, because we just sat off. We stopped breaking the play up. We stopped running around. We stopped moving the ball, and we made it easy for them.
But you know what, though? Just want to jump in here. Tactical masterclass by Martinez, that, though. Because... in the second half, don't be giving Les the eyes. I'm telling you, this. They came out second half and they forgot they were playing on the counter attack and they started like having a go.
Yeah, they went for us.
They went for us.
Oh, so
I'm really messing up.
You could have kept that going then.
No, I could have. But then I thought people would just think I was a dick.
Well, I think a couple of things you've said today.
People would be like, Baz had turned up in his Sunday best, been to church. We're going to stick with the man, you know.
I have actually been to church.
I know you have. But
that actually, thank you for Joe.
That actually helped us because they abandoned the sort of sitting back and they threw, and that was stupid, that, because if they kept on going, they might have they might have got a goal and seen if we had anything left, but they didn't. They went for it. The crowd pushed them forward. There was a bit of naivety from one team, and it wasn't Everton, and that actually helped us because we started being able to counter attack a little bit more then, and that played into our normal away
evil
style.
Genius. I know, we won't even attack this half. Let's see what you've got. I just think we were. See, what worried me was the start of that second half. It was flat, and we were getting. It was just following that league game pattern where we weren't really doing anything. They weren't really doing anything, but it was time was pushing on. And that, for me, at that time, just before Barkley scored, the manager should have been able to see that and think, like, we need to make changes here because it flat the game. And, you know, if they would have scored rather than us, would we have been capable of coming back? And it was a game that we should have been able to put them to bed. It was our strongest team, so to speak. You know, and that was the concern for me, that he didn't even look like bringing anybody on until we scored.
It was crying out for a sub for me because they were growing into the game more, and as you say, it would have just taken, I don't know, a soft goal, anything. Like in the league game where he just lashed it from outside the box, scored a worldie, something like that, then we're on the back foot, and then suddenly it's panicking like, oh God, we're going to have to do something here. I mean, it's good when the two subs did come on. And it was
2-0 up at that.
You know what I mean? He didn't do anything to affect the game. I was getting flashbacks to Southampton away when they beat us 3-0, no subs. I was just thinking, are we going to have the same sort of thing here where he'll just sit tight on it, he won't twist, he'll just stick with that and see how it goes. So, I mean, thankfully it turned out all right in the end and we didn't need it, but I was getting worried.
Because I probably would have took, because McCarthy was on that book, and I was thinking, he gets one missed time challenge here, and this referee will be like, he won't be able to get his hand in his car.
But that was affecting his game.
Yeah, he stopped tackling, didn't he? So I was thinking maybe throw Cleverly back alongside Barry and throw Morales on that left-hand side, or maybe switch Lennon and put Delafeu on. Probably Morales, just because he's comfortable on the left. But
I think as a fan, you always feel that way, don't you? When you're not in control of I mean, as fans, we're obviously never in control of a situation, but you know as well, you've played in games, and when you're playing in it, you feel a lot more under the control of the game than you do when you're watching a game of football. Yeah. So maybe that's one of the issues, sort of, we will always have as fans. We can't control a game, but we always feel nervous, and we always think about what's happened before. And I think Martinez feels like he is the man in control, and whether he is or not, I don't know. But to be fair, when you reflect on the game, not when you watch the game live, but afterwards, you do look back and go, actually, we were quite comfortable in this game without actually affecting the game. I know it's weird, it's our strongest team and we should be throwing everything at them and we should be beating them comfortably. But in the end of the game, we actually did win quite comfortably. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Come on, Baz, I'm trying to find positives here.
We've won.
As soon as it went to 2-0 this time, it wasn't like...
We were never under pressure.
Oh, these could get back into it. There was never that feeling, was it? It was like 2-0, like, that's it.
I honestly... They had the penalty, of course they did. But other than that, Everton were in... The defence was brilliant. We were in total control all day. But my worry was... It wasn't that... And they could have quite easily nicked the goal and we could have gone out 1-0, but... Thinking 0-0. 0-0's not a good result. A game, a replay at home and all that. 3 days before the quarters. Why'd he want all that?
Do you know what
and we had the chance. We needed to freshen it up. I don't look at it and go, well, we just managed the game well and we got a goal with a deflection. Yeah. It wasn't like we cut them open with 1-2s and it was, well, look, we were waiting for that. It was a slice of luck. Yeah. Right? And we could have gone the other way. That could have been the other way. And it ended up in our net. Yeah. But... I look at the whole picture. I don't look at the one game and I look and think, well, what happens when we're an hour in our next game? Is he going to just sit there and play for the deflection, or do we try and affect it?
I'm just happy they didn't go to a replay, because with that Auto Cup scheme, you just never know when it's coming out your bank. You never. They say it's one day and then it's the next, then you find yourself overdrawn, but you didn't know you were overdrawn, so you get that £5 a day charge.
Try and tell the bank they're having none of it.
It's like and Everton are going, well, it's a £15 ticket, but by the time you paid your overdraft, like 30 odd quid. I mean, you know, these are the real world struggles that we have to deal with as Everton fans. You know,
don't see this, do they?
They don't
see any of this.
Things they don't know. You know, they don't. You know. It's all right, you know, all the rest of it.
Listen.
But anyway, the man itself, Barkley, captain-elect for us and all that, steps up.
Unless he takes it. He'll have to be given the captaincy.
Of course, he steps up, takes a little nick off Gosling. What else could be better?
Nice to see Dan still winning games for us.
And he nearly won. He nearly got the equaliser, didn't he? But you know, it ends up in the back of the net, and from that point, I wouldn't say from that point, because for like the next 10 minutes we did come under the cosh a little bit. But you know, again, once we got the second goal, and the second goal actually come from the best bit of football all day. Yeah. And it was actually the first time we'd seen Lennon come from out to win all game, something that he doesn't do enough of. We've done before about when he doesn't go past the fullback and he'll just stand one up or he'll knock one inside. But this is the first time we've seen him come inside with a bit of pace. Lovely little 1-2 with McCarthy.
And he can't touch him then, can he? He's in the box at pace, he can't touch him.
Gives it to Ross and you're thinking Ross just smash it, but he tries to do that little deliberate...
It was in though, wasn't it? Would have gone in.
I don't know if it was going in.
No, it was in the far corner.
But it comes off the lad's arm. Elbow penalty, no. But the corner itself...
Great work corner, that.
Look, or as I've seen on Twitter by people who are very, very over the top of our Everton, that was that straight off the training ground.
Because we always work on corners, don't we? We do loads of work on corners.
We work on the ones that miss it, so they go low, so Baz can do the flip. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Now he improvised, brilliant, because he done it again. Was it Swansea?
He scored, didn't he?
Swansea with the back heel, was it Swansea?
Off
a corner.
I think it might.
Yeah, but it was his own goal.
But he flicked it across, didn't he, with his heel? So he's got previous, Gareth Barry, previous.
So what we're saying is, Everton don't work on set pieces, as in ball into the box, Mori crashing header. What we do work, and this actually would be full on Martinez, wouldn't it? What we do work on is cross to the near post, backflip by Gareth Barry. By Gareth, of all our players, by Gareth Barry. And then Rom steams in and smashes it in. We've been working on that all week in training, and it worked. And we waited till we were 1-0 up to work on that corner as well. Because we
I
had
thought we looked
sense.
dangerous, I thought, off corners.
No, we
Murray,
had.
the first half, a
But
couple
we
of
saved
times.
it. We saved it
We
till
saved
20
it.
minutes till the end
No,
to
but
pull the big guns out.
The big reveal
We
like
haven't-
that.
who's not being positive now?
Are we having that? I am being positive. I thought
No,
it was a great goal.
It was
It
good
was.
improvisation.
Made about 15,000 vines. That goal I made up.
And Lukaku done well, was alive to the situation, scoring from areas to which he should be scoring from week in.
Did
week
you
out.
see how made up Barry was? Though? He was absolutely.
was a lot
he
happier.
was like, yes, we flick him off.
He was a lot happier than Ron was.
Ron was just giving it the. No, I like that. I like that because again, two mindsets. There's, oh, look at him, lad. He's playing for a move, and he's not even asked. He scored. Mindset, or he's of the mindset that 2-0 up, sound. Let's just hung get the game won. Not like last time with the Lonsdales. Do you know what I mean?
I love that people actually thought. He's thought as he's lashed it in. Last time we celebrated berserkly. The referee had the time on, they equalised, we didn't win
But
the
is that
game.
more-
So I'm going to walk away. No,
Is
just
that more?
full on
Is that,
knobhead
is that,
action,
is that
it was.
more than?
No.
Yeah, but is that more
No.
than he's not? He's playing for a move.
Yeah,
and
he's playing
not
for his
asked?
move, can't be asked. No, I just
Really?
think. I just think he's like a little kid. And he doesn't get the ball. Yeah.
We're not doing another segment on Ron. You've had your Ron.
I'm not going to say it.
You've had your Ron.
I'm
chat.
saying that the celebration there was, he didn't have to go all berserk on his knees and jumping in the crowd, but
But people like on radio
people
love
want
that. Moody celebrations.
love him for
Maybe that's where
loving
he's
it.
going though.
Love him for it.
He always wears his bins, doesn't he, when he's off the
Scored. I
pitch?
couldn't care less. He scored 21 goals.
Love him for being moody. There's fans there who've made fucking hours
And he
drives and
made
so.
up that he just
So
scored.
celebrate with them. That's what they're there for. Don't dive in.
I think
Ross had no problem doing it, did he?
No.
Ross ran down, touching the owl
last
badge.
time we
I don't
think,
know.
mate, you know,
Whatever.
He's an intelligent guy.
Is he?
Thought, let's get on with it.
Putting glasses on doesn't make you intelligent.
Makes you look it though.
Well, yeah.
Maybe he just needs them. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe
It's like,
he's
his
he
spatial
can't
awareness is
ignore-
not quite
he's
yet.
got spatial
Because he can't
awareness.
see.
He's got spatial awareness.
Sorry, Ron.
We've nailed it.
He thought this time was 5 yards away. Didn't realise he's got
Next
spatial awareness problems.
That's it, nailed
The
it.
else from Stoke had to retire because of that last week, mate. We're getting the doctors.
Yeah.
He was in the right place at the right time. Can't
He's
knock
in the right
20.
place at the right
Can't
time.
knock 21 goals.
No.
That's
Just
all.
going back to Ross's goal quickly, it put me in mind of something you said the other week where he should be having 5 shots a game, the manager should be saying, because he had 2 or 3 before he hit the
Before
one
that
that
come
went
off,
in.
yeah.
And if he does hit 5, one of them's going to go and he gets so many deflected goals.
Exactly.
Just a little nick here and
This
there.
is, yeah, one at
Do you know what it
Arsenal,
is?
one at...
You know what it is? Have you noticed how many times people block Ross's shots? Like he does have a lot of shots, but a lot of them are blocked like quite
Because we
early.
know, though, don't we?
And that'll happen, won't it? One, some will go in, some will be deflected. I just like Ross, and I've said this loads of times, where if he lines them up, and you know that, then fine. It's the ones that he lines up, and you think, oh, you could have just, you know, when last season he was how many times was he guilty? And we had this on the show. Left foot, and they ended up in like rosette.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often anymore. Now he's a lot more careful.
Knows
about
when to take the
knows
shot.
when to take, and you know, anyone who wants to have a look at how much of his game's moved on this season. You know, what's that? 11 goals now, 12 goals
12.
in all competitions.
It was he had one in the first half of his left foot, didn't he? That when he went past the lad and he fired it over, it went
Yeah.
quite high. But you're thinking it's all right. I don't mind that because he's trying to affect the play. He's trying to get himself away, get a shot in. I love it because we will get goals like that,
Yeah.
or it'll hit someone and break, and someone will have it tapping. But it's mad, isn't it? Last week he was so careful with the one he guided at the seat
I know,
end,
he's-
and it hits the
But
post
that's
and
like the one
comes
that
out.
went wide though.
And
He was dead careful about the one that he put just wide. That obviously led up to the second goal, but he in them positions he's been very, very deliberate.
He's got-
Don't get me wrong with Besson, he look.
He has got the hardest shot in our club, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he
can't
levels it and it flies, so he should be shooting all the time. No one wants, because it'll make people will be steaming out to try and block his shots. It's going to break,
Well, like
it's going to give areas.
We just basically give Everton a YouTube show there. They need a speed gun and just find out who's got the hardest shot.
There you
Stand
go.
behind. It'll be like one of those baseball films, you know, where it'll be like Major League on the front.
We could do it.
99!
We could do it.
101! No one's ever seen Major
Couldn't
League.
we? We
watching
could
this.
do it, but
We could do it, but
but
number one, we haven't got access
Yeah.
to a speed gun. And we
true,
haven't
yes.
Yeah, I'll be Coleman.
there
you go.
We could do Jag ones.
The hard ones in it, be
There
amazing.
you go.
But we haven't got access to a speed gun. We haven't got access
just have a
to-
marker
What we could do.
and a
what we could
marker.
do is we could just drive up to Finch Farm, get on the other side of the privets, and just get a speed gun and just do it on the slide.
Just see how many shoot.
But what we could do is not actually do it. What we could do is we could record it and then bring it back and then bring like a maths fella in who could work it out.
You'd only have to have A and B
countdown.
points.
She can do it.
And the
Based on
distance
value
is
of
Can't
travel.
think
countdown.
of,
That's dead
if
easy.
a ball leaves a foot at 3:13 and gets to the station at 4:13, where'd the bleeding hell's it been from?
Yeah. What train's it got? Just got a normal train.
There you go. Countdown conundrum.
It's been passed round Everton back for an hour.
700 passes.
Go left to right.
We passed it 708 times,
So
so.
we've got an amazing idea for a video. We just want you to shoot and see how fast it goes. How many passes are involved in this video? No. The idea is you just shoot. Mind you, when we're doing the crossbar challenge. Too direct.
Can we do 6 passes first and then try and hit the bar?
Coming to an Everton YouTube channel near you soon.
Or pay TV?
I can't afford those pay TV.
Nope.
Anyway, so
Andy
I'm
really
2-0 up. And that was it. Very, very comfortable. It was nice to see. We were very,
Good
very
to see Nias come on. With the lovely cast as well. Love all that.
I was thinking Lineker 86.
Lineker 86 with the cast.
Yeah.
Just love all. You love all that. Looks great.
I was thinking
And his hair's amazing.
I was thinking Traore 2014, if I'm being honest.
100% strike rate, that lad.
Fair enough.
You know.
Fair enough.
Started one game, scored 1 goal.
I mean, they didn't really. I mean, you mentioned before the header and the free kick was a little bit nervy.
Oh, the free kick, the one that BBC told us was so unlucky. The fact that if it would have gone past Lukaku, Robles could have tied his laces, had a little mess with his massive head that apparently he's got, turned round, sat on the ball because it was rolling about that slow, straight down the middle of his goal.
Actually, gone the other side of the post, it would have been a goal.
And if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle.
You can't say that was unlucky for Bournemouth. It would have been lucky if it went in.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's just typical spin. Martin Keown give Lukaku.
Did you watch
give
half-time?
Lukaku man of the match.
Oh my god, it was the longest half time ever. They had to they started commenting on kids getting wet on the pitch.
Also,
like Savile was back or something. You know what I mean? It was awful. I was thinking, BBC, you show kids. Don't do it. Have you not learned the lessons here? Have you not learned the lessons?
I just walked. I went and made the brew. I don't listen to any rubbish that people spout at half time.
It was like
goes
it
off.
was so long though. They were like,
Goes off. What can you say to Redknapp? Nothing. What can you say to Shearer? John Bourne, his name is. What a striker at the moment.
You would have liked to hear the little thing about Lukaku and his movements.
Also, I heard Redknapp say I walked my dog further than he's run today,
that's what he said.
which is absolutely spot on, Harry.
dog signing checks and autographs for him.
Yeah, to be fair though, yeah.
Dog had brown paper bag.
The dog had to go and cash a cheque. Do you know what I mean?
And it's mobile phone that he hasn't got, but his dog has. Allegedly.
Yeah, but anyway, it was...
We won 2-0.
We won 2-0.
We're in the quarter-final of the Cup.
Yeah.
We've had another 4th clean sheet in 5 games.
Yes.
Amazing.
Looking
Big one.
stronger at the back. Jags and Moriel. Jags was brilliant yesterday. Mori was good as well. Actually, I called him Morielka then. Morielka sounds like he should be like a villain in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh, Morielka effect, is it? But, you know, better than Overly down the left-hand side. Dana was better, wasn't it? But no, we'll leave Morielka alone. Them two.
Ovely sounds like a wart you find somewhere that you don't want, you know what I mean? Oh, I've got an Ovely.
You might. Me and Les will go back to the Morielka partnership at the back. No, but they done really well, and it's good to see us being able to close the game out, you know, clean sheets. Because that then becomes a thing of Everton, it become difficult to score against, obviously West Brom. You know, but we are basically a lucky goal away from 5 clean sheets on the spin.
Yeah.
Weren't we? You know, we've had, what is that, 4 wins on 4 out of 5, won last 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
We never saw that coming, did we?
2 defeats away in 18 games. Oh, it's been an amazing season.
No, but this is the thing.
That league table's full of
No,
nonsense.
but the thing is, if he could find a way of playing at home,
Yeah.
we'd be amazing.
Any way of playing
Yeah.
at home.
Wouldn't we? Because away from home, we are really good. We're a really, really good
We've got a
side.
way of playing, haven't we?
But at home, we've got to mix it up. Does he need 2 defensive midfield players at home?
Well,
Do we play 1 up front? Is that an issue?
As you say, the 4-4-2 at home would work brilliant.
Maybe now with the
but it can go to a 4-5-1, that formation. That's how Moyes loved that.
Well, maybe that's personnel, though.
Moyes would be like
Well, maybe
10
that's,
and they drop back
like
in.
you say, no, maybe that's personnel though. Maybe it's just about the personnel not fitting. We've got 4. Don't forget, we've got 4 centre midfielders in this team. Do you know that? You think about it, like that's that is one of the problems.
Overkill.
We've got 4 centre midfielders, and he needs to start finding that.
Maybe Nias he'll either play right up alongside him or he'll play over.
He came on up front, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't do anything, but he came on up front.
Yeah, but
he did a really dodgy back heel that went about 3 yards. Didn't about 3 yards, about 3 inches.
But if you get him,
caught like the side.
If you get him,
he hit the knife thing on the side and just like spun away.
If you can get him,
does it every week in training, no sound.
And his boss. If you can get him on the left,
not bad for saying anything. We're just making sure.
Yeah.
Seeing him getting wound up more and more.
I'm not getting wound up. It's just the fact you'd Nias off before he's done anything. You've called him Lassina Traore for a start.
Nias off is basically saying that you don't think Nias is up to anything. Maybe if you said you've Traore'd him off, then maybe I would say.
What we're saying is then he's last. Bin him off.
I'm not. I'm saying.
Where's the money?
He's gonna be good.
I'd sell him already.
He's gonna be good.
I feel like his contribution yesterday just wasn't worth the badge.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Toffee TV1. Subscribe.
No, it's just not worth the badge, Howard.
I mean, look at this. Listen to this.
It's entertainment.
It's not. You're just throwing curveballs out now. Nias, if you're watching, sorry that he's mugged your night boots off. But your cast was amazing. Your cast was amazing.
Listen, they're all on a plane now to Dubai, not caring. One night hotel.
No, it's alright. Don't give a toss.
Like, lads.
They're not going there to sunbathe though.
They're not?
They're going there for hard work.
To be fair, when they went to Dubai, went to Qatar last year, they did work very hard. So, maybe they'll do a bit of both.
I hope they bring a Qatari businessman back with
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I don't know why they
I
don't know why they found the Qatari businessman in Dubai, but you know.
On his holidays.
Oh, yeah. They're always going there.
Yeah, like, why are you saying me? Gary?
I'm pretty certain it's not Borat. They don't all talk like Borat, do they?
It wasn't a Borat shout, it was actually...
Well, yeah.
Only Fools and Horses shout that you missed there.
Well, it was a dodgy Only Fools and Horses show.
It was actually one of the biggest Only Fools. There's no way I could actually physically do the old falling through a thing. So
that would have been amazing if you'd have done that.
It would have, but...
Stand up and go to lean on the table. Would be...
Anyway.
This time.
Key demographic.
This time next year.
Key demographic is actually 25 to 35-year-olds, so they would generally get the old...
This time next year, Rodney. We'll still be sat here.
Be in Dubai.
We'll be 7th.
But we might have real walls instead of wallpapered ones.
Yeah, never know.
Anyway, yes, don't forget, we've gone on it for ages. We won, we're happy, Sam. Don't forget, comment on this game.
Who do we want next round?
Blackburn.
That'd be lovely.
That, though, they're probably already out by now, by the time this video comes out. And actually the draw's already been done. But,
who would you like when we record this?
Crystal ball, I would like Reading at home.
At home. That's who I want.
Man United away can go for it.
Oh, Les has just nunced us off. Anyway, right. He's just trioled us off.
Les has just Shrewsbury towned us off.
I just want a ticket for it.
He's just gone full BBC. Right, anyway. Leave your comments below. Any thoughts on this game? Have we been too harsh? Or, you know, is it about seeing the bigger picture? Let us know. Tell us in the comments. Also on Twitter, it is at Toffee TV1. On Facebook, it is facebook.com/Toffee TV EFC. We're on Instagram as well, putting loads of stuff on there as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're past 7,000, but guess what? We're on 8,000.
We want 10. Stop Everton sealing us off.
Yeah,
we're going through the ceiling. We're getting new owners, not us, Everton. We're getting new ceilings that aren't going to be glass.
We've got a glass ceiling.
Bit of Artex.
We've got a glass ceiling.
Those
made of PVC because we've got no budget. So, and we can't break it. We've just got to carefully remove it and put it down, and then use it for something else in the future because we're into recycling here. All those things. I'll go mate.
It's the most ethically sound Everton show.
Definitely. It is. Our carbon footprint is zero.
It's getting smaller and smaller.
Basically, we're size 4s. Anyway, right, we'll see you next time on Toffee TV.